everyone, it's Melissa with ASI's media team, and I am so excited that you're joining us today virtually because we're going to get into our newest resource for distributors for ASI, and that's the Imprint. And joining me today virtually is Jackie Chaswick. She's our Senior Marketing Manager for Distributor Services. So how are you doing today, Jackie? I hope you're having a good day.
Thanks, Melissa. I'm so happy to be here. The weather outside is a little dreary, so, it's a typical Monday.
Yes, right? Like typical Monday vibes. But I'm so glad that you're bringing in all the sunshine and good energy in this interview, right? So we're going to get into what inspired you and your team to launch the Imprint. Like, who is this resource created for?
Yeah, definitely. So I feel like one of the questions that we always come back to as a team, as cheesy as it sounds, it's like, how can we most help distributors succeed? Like, how can we get them to sell as much promo as possible so that they're successful? Like, when it boils down to it, we really just want to be their biggest cheerleader. And It felt like this is one of those things that we just kept coming back to for years. So I'm so proud to say this is, years in the making. But I'll never forget, we were at the ASI show Digital Expo this past year, and one of our members was saying that she was so stressed because her client wanted something different. And we all get those clients where they just want something different and we don't typically know what to say. I think it puts a lot of pressure on you. And immediately I was giving off different resources that she could do, different promo products that she could recommend. And out of the corner of my eye, I see down in the chat, someone in my team had recommended those backpacks that turn into a drawstring bag.
Love those.
So I said it. And immediately just like her face lit up and she was like, this is the answer that I had been waiting for. And like my team immediately jumped in and was like, here's the supplier for you. Here's the product recommendations. And it was like from that moment on, I just knew like, yes, that's what we want more of. Like we want to make as many distributor spaces like light up and just lighten the load any way we can.
That's awesome. And I feel like that is like such a typical story for your team because you guys really are always cooking up something new for our ASI distributors and always thinking of new, innovative, and creative ways to serve them. So when I heard that this was launched a couple of weeks ago, I was like, yes, this is so awesome. Like it's not just for our distributors. And I know that there's tons of different types of content on there, but specifically for our audience who are maybe first hearing about it, what can they expect to find?
Yeah, so we kind of broke it down to categorize everything into 3 buckets that we thought would be most helpful. So when you go onto the blog, it's broken down into sales tactics. Now, this can range from anything like, your typical how to sell, effective selling tips, but we also want to give really tangible things. So one of the blogs that we have planned are what kind of email marketing templates can you literally copy and paste, edit, and send to your customers? So I feel like never before have we provided this much value so easily. So that's one of the ones I'm really most excited for. The other bucket we have are your typical marketing stuff. So obviously as marketers in the promo industry, we know a thing or two. So we really just want to share and pass that on. So we're going to be providing tips on, one of our favorite tools that we use on our team is Canva. And it's a free graphic design tool. So like how can distributors go into that, create, business flyers, they can create business cards, they can create social media graphics. And like, by the way, we tell you where to get our free promo images. So it's just like a whole bunch of different ways to make marketing as easy as possible for them. And then obviously we'd be remiss if we didn't do promo inspo. So that is our third topic. So we're breaking down things like, what are the different apparel trends that are happening? We recently did what the Pantone colors of the year were, so you know what to look out for there. So just different marketing tactics that they can use and different promo ideas.
No, I love that. And also, I feel like there's just so much content out there for people. So again, them having a dedicated resource that really speaks to them as an audience member, I just think is so cool. And I know that you guys are always thinking about new resources to add. So I wanted to ask, like, for maybe the next quarter or this year in general, if you guys have planned out content that far, are there certain topics or what are some of the plans that you guys will have for adding on to this awesome resource here?
Yeah, so over in the distributor marketing team, we're a little bit of organization freaks. So we literally have content planned out for the entire year. Some of the things that we're most excited for are, taking things like the State of the Industry report or the Global Ad Impression Study and literally pulling out the exact things that are relevant to distributors and how they can easily create a game plan, use that content, and send it out. Let's see, what are some of the other ones that we have? I'm really excited for the email marketing templates because I feel like, you know, we all meet clients, or if we're cold calling clients, like what's that text email we can just copy and paste to follow up with that voicemail that we just left. So I think that's going to be really helpful. I just think there's so many things. Like, it's so funny because like throughout our week, we'll just think of something and we're like, oh, I want to share that with our distributor fam. So I just know that like we're always thinking of them and we're always adding in new content that's relevant for them.
That being said, which I think is a good point to make, you guys take like audience and customer feedback so well. So if there's certain topics that are relevant, I know that you guys will act quick, and I feel like you guys always think ahead of the curve, like you're looking for those trends before they kind of hit the collective consciousness. So there's an email, right, that people can send you topics they're interested, or maybe resources, articles they see that they would like your team to cover. Is that right?
Yeah, and I think that's one important thing to really note is that, you know, we can think all we want what people want to hear from us and what content we think is going to be helpful and what content we think is going to be good. But I mean, at the end of the day, we're not the ones with our feet on the streets. So we really want to know like what content is going to be most valuable to them. So, you know, for example, we just did a webinar of the top markets in the industry. And, you know, we literally broke it down by like, here's the different markets that you should target. Here's the specific products that they're going to need. Here's different product ideas. Oh, and like, here's some tips. Go get them. And one of our members had said, like, do you have different recommendations for the hospitality market? Like, that's something I really, you know, we didn't cover it there. And this is something that I really need help with. And I think immediately we already have it like in the works. We're working on it. We're doing our research. So anything that they need, it'd be great to hear some feedback, and then, you know, we'll get to work on it.
No, I think that's awesome. And if anybody missed that, definitely go check it out on the Imprint, because I watched it myself and I heard a lot of great feedback, as well as that it was really helpful. And, you know, people are already setting plans in place for Q2. So don't sleep on a really good resource, guys. Is there anything else that you think is relevant for our audience to know, or anything important about this new resource?
I would just say, you know, check back often. We're posting every week, but if there's like a bonus thing that we want to add in there, we're just popping content in there as we find it and as we think of it. So there's always going to be new stuff. And then also on the blog, there's an option to subscribe. So you can subscribe to all the posts and we'll send a weekly email out so you don't miss a beat.
Nice. Okay, I love it. So you guys made it super convenient to follow along and get access. So I also dropped the link in the caption, guys, for you guys to have easy access to check it out. So let us know what you think. If you have any questions, I'll also drop the email that you can directly email Jackie's team. If there's, again, any questions that you have, any concerns, any topics you would like covered, any content that you see would be relevant or maybe inspiring, some of our own at ASI. So thank you so much for joining me today, Jackie. I appreciate your time, and thank you so much for all your hard work, you and the rest of your team, for thinking for our distributors and always coming up with cool stuff. So
thanks, Melissa.
Yeah, take care, girl. Have a good one.
Bye.
Bye.